In today's video, we are going to cover the concept of pressure. We can define pressure as the force per unit of area. And we can quantify it using this formula. We say that pressure, measured in Pascal, is equal to force divided by area. So if you hit a nail with a hammer, you will be applying a force to the area of the nail head, which will result in a pressure on the nail. For example, if you applied 800 newtons of force, and the area of the nail head was 0.0001 meters squared, then you're to generate a pressure of 8 million pascals, or 8,000 kilopascal. In this case, the pressure was created from the collisions of solid objects, the hammer and the nail. In the case of fluid stokes, which includes both liquids and gases, the particles that they are made of constantly bang into their surroundings and generate pressure. For example, if we had a container of gas, the collisions the gas particle with the wall would create pressure, because each collision applies a force to the inside area of the container. The same thing happens with liquids. For example, if we had a beaker of water, it will apply force outwards in all directions, as the water particle collides with the glass walls on the sides and bottom, and with the air at the surface. So this will again create pressure. We refer to these two types in gases and liquids as fluid pressure. Whatever the source is talk, one important thing to be aware of, that we always use the perpendicular force, which means the component of the force, which is at a right angle to the surface it's colliding with. To understand what this means, imagine that two particles strike the walls of this container, both with the same force. This particle on the right is striking at a perfect right angle, or perpendicular to the surface. This means that the entire force will be used to generate pressure on the container wall. In contrast, for this particle on the left, only a small component of its force will be perpendicular to the container. As we can see, if we split its force into vertical and horizontal components, this means that it's only this much smaller force that will be used to create pressure. In practical terms, just think of it as the difference between a head-on collision and grazing a wall at an angle. Before we finish, let's try a quick question. Calculate the perpendicular force exerted on a 0.5 meter squared area by a pressure of 60 kilopascals. If we turn our equation into a formula triangle, we can see that in order to get a force, we need to multiply pressure by area. Pressure is measured in Pascal torque, not kilopascal. So we first have to multiply the 60 kilopascals by 1000 to get 60,000 pascals, which we can then multiply by our area of 0.5 meters squared to get 30,000 newtons, or 30 kilonewtons, which will be our final answer. I hope this video is useful. See you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.